What's going on, Raider Nation? This is Raider Ryan Gunn, and of course I'm sitting right here with...
Raider Scream.
Yep, and this is your pregame review for the New York Jets versus the Raiders at MetLife Stadium. So why don't we go ahead and get this episode started. So what's going on, Raider Nation? This is your pregame review for the Raiders versus the Jets, and there's a reason why this backdrop was made. This is probably the best injury report that we've had all year long. We don't have very many people on here. There is one guy missing, with Carl Joseph being on IR, but we've got Trent Brown as limited, Rodney Hudson as limited, and Josh Jacobs as limited. LaMarcus Joyner and David Sharp did not participate. Now, luckily, I do believe that Trent Brown, Rodney Hudson, and Josh Jacobs will all be making this game. So that's a real good plus sign for us, especially since basically every game that we have from here on out is a must-win to where we can get that first round bye.
Yeah, I'm all about that. I mean, them two offensive linemen, we definitely need them down the road. I mean, every game. But, I mean, Trent Brown has been playing kind of banged up this season. I mean, and Hudson went down with that injury. But, I mean, they're both back. I'm sure they'll play. And, I mean, Josh Jacobs, if he goes down, God forbid that happens, him or Carr. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure Jacobs going to be in there, too, handling business. Joyner, he took the flight to New York, as of what Gruden said, on the press conference, and Sharp's definitely out.
So with Sharp being out, if Trent Brown doesn't go, who do we have as a backup to Sharp?
Well, I mean, it's just bullpen by committee. I mean, it's next man up business. I mean, you got to learn how to play offensive tackle, offensive guard at the same time. I mean, Richie Cognito played center for Hudson when he was out a couple weeks ago. So, I mean, it's just next man up business.
So anyway, we're going to go to our team leaders as of week 12. Derek Carr, 72.3%, 2,494 yards, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. What do you got to say about that, Scream?
I mean, of course, we could always want more, but, I mean, the statistics don't lie. I mean, he's been solid throughout the season. He's had a couple shortcomings, but majority of it has been all positive. I mean, he's a winning quarterback, as you can see by our record.
And just like I was saying on the last video I posted up with the Raider critique on, what was that? I believe I did that on Monday, that he threw one interception for the first time in 5 weeks.
Correct.
So he's been taking care of the ball.
Yeah, definitely need them 0 interceptions. I mean, if you throw one every once in a while, I mean, nobody perfect. So, I mean, just win, baby.
That's right. Now we got also Josh Jacobs over here with 191 attempts, 923 yards, and 7 touchdowns. We definitely need this guy in the game, man. We got to have him play because, I mean, honestly, do we really want Jalen Richard and DeAndre Washington taking over the rushing carries for this football team? I mean, they're good, don't get me wrong, but they ain't no Josh Jacobs, man.
I mean, and I think New York Jets got a whole lot to challenge right there. I mean, giving up 100-yard plus rusher this season so far over 10 games, and here comes Jacobs. How much study are they able to study? I mean, he didn't play that much in Alabama. So, I mean, now that he's a rookie and he's doing his thing, obviously you could see by that. Plus the receiving yardage he's got. Don't quote me because it's somewhere between 300 and 500, but I mean the dude's putting up yardage on multiple aspects, and I mean he gonna do well for us again Sunday.
Yeah, because the Jets actually really do have a really good run-stopping defense. I believe they're number one, aren't they?
Yeah, on the Russian side, on the run defense, they're ranked number one. I mean, of course, the Patriots are number one overall total defense because they've been getting all them interceptions. But it's gonna be a challenge for Jacobs, the coaching staff, even Carr as being the captain out there of the offense. I mean, you got to be able to make sure that this young rookie continues to progress instead of regress.
So this is what I'm saying. If they go ahead and stop the run game coming from Josh Jacobs, we need to go ahead and start throwing in some wide receiver reverses with good old Davis, Renfro, and even possibly Tyrell Williams, man. So speaking about the receivers, our best receiver, well, isn't a receiver at all. He's a tight end. It's Darren Waller with 56 receptions, 666 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. He started the season hot as hell. We all know that. I mean, his statistics were on a pace to doggone do something magnificent. I mean, I think they kind of slowed down a little bit. I mean, Derek Carr is spreading the ball over about 8 or 9 receivers per game for the last 3 games. The winning streak that we on. So, I mean, I think that method works, and definitely feed Jacobs the ball on the receiving end too.
See, and it's not only the reason why we've got a 3-game winning streak is because of our offense. Our defense has been stepping up as well. Look, we have 2 defensive ends. 2 defensive ends who have more sacks than Khalil Mack, with Benson Mayowa with 7 and Max Crosby at 6.5. 4 for Max Crosby coming from last game.
Yeah. It was an awesome damn experience seeing Crosby shine like he did last week. Mayo has been consistent throughout the whole season. So I mean, coming off the edge, I mean even Farrell's in there. So his statistics ain't as high as those two. Those are our 2 leaders. So I mean, somebody's got to lead and somebody got to follow. That's how you win.
Now, interceptions, of course, it's right there on screen for you. Eric Harris has 3. Daryl Worley has 1. Trayvon Mullen has 1, which he got last week. Well, I was trying to give him player of the game for that 1 interception. You know what I mean? I was. And then, of course, we got Carl Joseph with 1, who happens to be on injured reserve.
Yeah, I mean, Joseph's presence is definitely going to be missed. I think Mullen is going to of course, his play time is going to increase due to Connolly being maneuvered over to Houston. But Mullen got some things to prove, too. He a rookie. Worley, as long as he's out there getting some pass defense, I mean, we're good with that. And Eric Harris doing his thing back there with who else we got back there in the secondary? Of course, Riley, but
Swearinger.
Swearinger, the new dude. I mean, and he came on with like 5 tackles. I'm pretty sure you probably covered that during the post game though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Swearinger had the most tackles. I mean.
And hey, I'm all about DJ Swearinger, man. He's a good fill-in safety for Jonathan Abram with him not being there, and of course Carl Joseph, and then of course we've got Eric Harris back there as well. Riley is probably going to be coming in as our 3rd corner. You know what I mean? And hey, this is what I'm all about, man. Let's go ahead and put our corners on man. Because obviously that's where Daryl Worley thrives, man. You put Daryl Worley in a man coverage. Hey, we already saw what he did against Detroit. He snatched that ball right straight out of the air in the end zone, man, which is his 1 interception. But it was, hey, you couldn't play that any better than the way he did it. And he caught that shit one-handed, too. Now, check it out. Our leading tackler is Tahir Whitehead. I don't think that we preach enough good things about Tahir Whitehead. He has caught a lot of flack on Twitter, on social media, but this dude has stepped in for Vontaze Burfict as the middle linebacker, basically the commander-in-chief of our defense, and it shows in his stats. 54 solo tackles, 20 assists.
Yeah, I mean, Whitehead's definitely doing his thing. I mean, I mean, would it be great to have Burfict? Yes. Would his stats be the same? We don't know. So I mean, Whitehead's doing his thing. I mean, let's support the dude. Support the dude.
Exactly. And we've got Nicholas Morrow also back there. And we've got
That's my dude, number
Yep.
50. Yeah.
you know, I really wish I could remember everybody on our linebackers. There's only 4 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got Phillips. You know, you got a couple other little brothers around there that we've been picking up as situations have been occurring throughout the season with Burfict and so on and so forth.
Yeah, we've had a lot of issues at linebackers, so we're actually very blessed, and we should be quite happy with the numbers Tahir Whitehead has been putting up.
For sure, definitely agree.
So now we're into the game preview with the Raiders versus the Jets, and of course we're playing at MetLife Stadium. Raider Screen, what do you got to say about this, man? I know you got some notes.
I did write down a few things. I mean, did a little studying on the Jets as far as when they just played Washington, which of course the world knows Washington Redskins suck. But I mean, any given Sunday you can take a L or get a W. So I mean, you know, they ran up the score 34-3. The Redskins scored their last 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. It was garbage time. I mean, a lot of subs was in and everything like that. But I mean, they scored 6 in the first, 14 in the second, 0 in the third, 14 in the fourth. Them zeros, if we get the Jets to get them zeros, you know, I mean, that's when we got to take 7. We need to take 10. We need to put 14 on the board, something like that. I mean, increase that momentum. Of course, Haskins, they was sacking the shit out of.
It's all good.
Excuse my language, but I mean, he's a rookie quarterback trying to find his own. Darnold is, from what I seen and the way I studied the Jets game, Darnold was doing majority of his completions was outside of the pocket, but his mobility still wasn't fine tuned. I mean, I think Carr is definitely a way better quarterback, so. Of course, I'm going to go for the Raiders because I'm a Raider. But, I mean, you go for the better quarterback. The Jets' defense, of course, it's stellar. I mean, Gunn just mentioned it. I mean, the run defense, I mean, it's pretty much shut down, number 1 in the league. And Jamal Adams, their best player, he leads their defense in just about every statistic. So, I mean, that dude is definitely a force to be reckoned with when a safety is leading the team in sacks.
Well, that's also another thing, too. If he's also leading the team in tackles, that means they're giving up a lot of passing yards.
Correct. And, I mean, we need to take advantage of that. I mean, if Carr doggone is the captain that he is on every given game, I mean, he can spread it around to 8, 9 different receivers. I mean, if you find that favorite one, well, give him 5 receptions. You know, give him 6 targets and 5 receptions, and let Waller or, you know, my boy Renfro, I think he's coming into his own. You know.
Absolutely. And speaking of spreading the ball around, Sam Darnold is also no slouch to doing this. Last game, he was able to get it to 9 different wide receivers.
That's correct.
And so he's spreading the ball around just like Derek Carr. This is not going to be a cakewalk at all because this team can throw the ball, and we do have a problem with our secondary.
Yeah, I mean, that, like Gruden was talking on that press conference, everybody, you know, the media is trying to blame us for penalties and everything because our team's young, but I mean, that's no excuse, you know. I mean, and Gruden said it best. He said, I'm not gonna blame it on us being a younger team, and like definitely in the secondary. So.
You know what I'm going to blame it on? Yeah. I'm going to blame it on the referees being flag happy.
They've always been a horrible enemy of ours. So here they come again this season.
You know, from what I hear, is because we wear the color black, and this was actually proven by a scientific method that was done by some cats out there. I can't really remember and recall who they were, but they said most teams that wear black, well, that's us. You know what I mean? Get the most flags thrown at them. So, of course we're going to have the most penalties thrown at us. We already saw how legitimate that works out when Conley was all over Williams when he became a Texan, and nobody was throwing any flags at Conley for pass interference. But if he was wearing the silver and black, yeah, they would have flagged him.
Yeah, we got the record, for the NFL for all time. So, I mean, most penalties in a game. We still won the game. So, all that matters is just win, baby. I mean, if we got records on most penalties in one game, we need to have them records on most victories.
Now, I'm just going to go over a few of your stats right quick.
Yeah, I'm right around there. Darnold,
Darnold went 19 of 30 for 293 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. So it's proven right there that, look, they like to sling the ball. You know what I mean? But they are not prone to not making mistakes. He can definitely make a mistake. Now, when it comes to rushing, Bell and Powell went 101 yards together with 1 touchdown. We should be able to stop their run, especially being the number 5 overall rated rush defense in the league.
Bell is no joke. I mean, we all know that. I mean, eventually he's going to have them big games like he used to 2 seasons ago. So, I mean, we definitely got to take care of Bell.
And I really don't think that we're going to have to be running any quarterback spies this game because Darnold is not a runner, man.
Yeah.
He is not a runner at all. So, in all honesty, man, their top receiver is Ryan Griffin. 5 receptions is what he had last game for 119 yards and 1 touchdown. And then, of course, we do have to worry about, oh boy, man.
Robbie Anderson.
Anderson.
We just talked about him, and I mean, he's like that deep threat. I mean, y'all done seen it throughout this season and last season. I mean, he'll catch like 2 passes and his total is like 69 yards. But I mean, Darnold don't have that amount of time. Like, the thing is to get to Darnold,
And that is key.
Yeah.
We definitely need to get to Darnold. And I don't think we're going to have any problems with Mayowa and Crosby, Cleveland Farrell, and even P.J. Hall and Mo Hurst up front attacking their offensive line.
Yeah, I like the sounds of us being on the better half of that right there.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So anyway, I'm going to take this time and opportunity to promote another channel that I am a part of. It is the Hardcore Raider YouTube channel for the Hardcore Raider Nation podcast. Tonight, it's going to be your hosts, myself, Hardcore Raider, Grimy Raider Dave, with special guest Watts Raider, man. It happens at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 3 p.m. Pacific and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys go ahead and tune in. You know what I mean?
I like that backdrop right there.
Yeah, by the way, that backdrop, yeah, exactly, my
Coins
friend.
look kind of familiar right there.
Doesn't it, though? It looks quite familiar. Yeah.
Looks like I got a couple of those around here. So, I mean, if anybody interested in the coin, y'all let me know. I mean, it looks just like that background.
Exactly. And the coin also on the back side of it. Go ahead and show them the back side, Scream, right, so they can check that out. They always get to see the front, but if you look, go ahead and raise it up just a little bit. Go ahead and raise it up. It says established in 1960, man. This is the 2nd edition coin. The 3rd edition coins will be coming out quite soon. You know what I mean? There's no telling when actually that's going to go out. Probably next week?
I'd say about within the next 30 days, the order's already been placed. So, I mean, 3rd edition of the Raider Challenge coin will be out.
Absolutely, man. And I mean, when you really look at it, bro, I mean, like, dude, that is nice. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, it's nice and heavy. I mean, like, you can basically range this as a D battery. That's how heavy it is, man. It is. I'm pretty sure all you Raider fans who are old school know how heavy a D battery is when you guys were slinging them into the field.
I mean, some of y'all might want to put it on you put a hole through it, you doggone put it on a chain, goes around your neck. I mean, you can put it on probably some brass knuckles, which are legal here in Texas now.
That's right.
Looks something like that, except you got a big old coin coming at you.
Or if you're in Arizona, you could attach them to your nunchucks. You know what I mean? So
whatever works, across the nation, for the Raider Nation.
That's right, man. So anyway, if you're interested in getting one of these coins, please feel free to hit me up at InGun421 on Twitter or you can also hit me up as Nathan Gunn on Facebook and Instagram. I believe it's the Raider Critique or InGun421. I don't know. I don't really get on Instagram, man. So, I mean, if you hit me up, either way, I will be able to get you more information on how to get one of these wonderful coins that have been made by our homeboy, man, Raider Mayo.
Yeah, if y'all want to go directly to me, just go on Facebook. I don't mess with all the rest of them social media sites. But I mean, in Facebook, if you just type in the search bar Raider Scream, then I'll pop up.
Yep, but don't forget, y'all, about this Hardcore Raider Nation podcast that goes on tonight at 5 p.m., y'all. Don't forget about that. It's going to be a must listen. We're going to have Watch Raider in there. I've been trying to hook up with Watch Raider for a minute. We tried to hook up with him on, basically, man, like at the Houston game, down at the Houston tailgate, and it just didn't happen. There was just way too many of us. So it's going to actually be nice to sit down with him in front of a camera, actually be able to speak to him and whatnot, man. It's going to be a must listen. So make sure y'all check it out. Now, the bottom line is that you already know how we do this. It's time to end the episode. And what do we always say when we end the episode, man? It's Raider Nation for life. We'll see y'all tonight, baby.